Warrior, not so fast. Just yesterday, rather late in the day, our Surgeon General announced that he was launching an advisory about the effects of screen time on kids. What can parents do? What can educators do? At the same time, HHS, Health and Human Services, a division of our federal government, launched a toolkit. Now, this is great. We will take any help we can get to educate parents, communities, schools. But parents, the warriors, other groups, organizations have been talking about this for a long time. Yes, we now know we have the medical evidence, psychological evidence, physical evidence, harms of children. We have kids reporting, teens, we have parents, right? We have everybody. So I'm going to say this is a good step. But you know what's missing from all of this? Once again, it's blame the parents, right? Where is the blame the big tech companies? So this is great to have another toolkit. This is great to explain the harms to children. But I feel like we've been down that road, and we certainly at the Warriors educate about this all the time. It's quite simple. The devices have overtaken our lives. Our children and all of us have been forced on the devices, whether it's school, whether it's business, whether it's shopping, unleashed beginning in 1996 on all of us. We were unwilling participants. We didn't know at the time. Now, 3 decades later, we have so much evidence about the harms of screen time, especially with our kids and our teens and our young adults, the addictions, and certainly the harms. We talk about them all the time, whether it's sextortion, cyberbullying, eating disorders, and the ultimate of a child harming themselves, right? We can't say certain things right here on YouTube, so we will just use other words around it. So the big tech playbook is always blame the parents, the bots, and there's plenty of them out there, perhaps employed by big tech. We don't know. However, same messaging, blame the parents, poor parenting, not paying attention to the kids. Parents should step up. So although I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer warrior, although this is a great step, this kind of public acknowledgement, mainstream media, cable news is focusing, and they've been talking about this, right, all morning on their programs. But again, the missing piece that we see at the Warriors is holding big tech accountable. Right now, if you're a follower of the Warriors, and I think you are because you're here, big tech it's unregulated. It's the only business where there are no true guardrails. It's a runaway train. It's the Wild West, whatever you want to coin it, right? And we've had it, and we're tired of it, especially those parents we so deeply work with at the Warriors whose children have been harmed by social media, and how they repeatedly come out and fight for change, such as the Kids Online Safety Act, such as the current GUARD Act, such as the Take It Down Act, which just was enforced a couple of days ago. It went into law 1 year ago, and we, the Warriors, were there at the White House in the Rose Garden with our First Lady and the President when they signed that into legislation. It took a year to enact it. We have cases now where they are arresting. It's a felony. Deep fake images, these nudes and things like that, non-consensual. So let's hold big tech accountable. Let's keep working on that. So I hope, and again, I've been a busy warrior, different interviews I guess people are giving, that they bring up the fact this is a great step because we'll take any kind of information we can get out into the public's hands, especially on a national level when it's unleashed, and we can share that and we can say backed up by HHS, Health and Human Services. But let's not remember that piece of big tech accountability. Right now, of course, the United States, I don't think today I can keep count. I knew there were over 2,000 lawsuits pending against big tech for their harms to kids. We recently had the two winning court cases, one in New Mexico for consumer data protections violated, right? Sharing kids' information, which is a no-no, and also in California for product liability. So those were two great angles to come at big tech other than content, which everybody fights. First Amendment, the freedom of speech, Section 230, the Communications Decency Act. But right now, again, your Warriors' homework is take what happened Yes, I'm posting it. I'm posting the toolkit. I'm announcing it. I'm talking about it. I'm putting what came from the advisory and also the toolkit from HHS, Health and Human Services. I'm putting it in the Lynn's Warriors toolbox. But at the same time as I talk about it, I'm also pushing back on where's the piece holding big tech accountable. We can't keep putting everything on overwhelmed parents. And yes, we all agree parents need to step up, parents need to do the best they can do. But you know, and I know, you work two jobs in your household. You're trying to put dinner on the table. You're trying to get homework done. You're trying to drive kids around here, there, and everywhere. You've got kids screaming. Now, I'm not making excuses, right? I'm just saying the reality in America. If we could have a different environment where perhaps, one of the parents had to go out to work and the other parent could stay home and watch the kids more, things of that nature, right? But in my day, we were told, women's empowerment, and we were told you got to get into the workforce and all of that jazz. And I'm not judging here. I'm not saying. I'm just saying we have seen the effects now, and we have angry children. Look at all these teen takeovers. Look at the way a lot of kids don't have respect for law enforcement. But you know what I want to say about that, because I was thinking about that also this morning, is that is what we're shown, right, on cable news, mainstream media. That is what we're shown online. The majority of America, now sit down, sound the alarm, the majority of America is not like that. We are just shown the worst scare tactics, propaganda, or because it gets clicks and likes, this toxic content. I'm here to say there are so many great kids and teens out there, young people, doing great things. And I wonder why, and I'm serious about this, we can't take that playbook of this toxic culture environment that gets all these clicks and likes and retweets and all that stuff and flip it onto showcasing all the good. Oh, yes, you do see it sometimes, but algorithms, remember, dangerous algorithms, which we know big tech uses because we've had whistleblowers come forward and we've had internal memos that were leaked and we have the information on that they put this constant content, so it's a swipe, getting all people addicted. Remember, everything I talk about with kids, primarily we're focused on them. They are our future, right? Our future adults, our future leaders. Very worrisome. It also applies to adults, right? And another thing is, and again, there's parental autonomy, so I really can't, I'm very worried about that because I clearly see in the last week, how by design, it has been eroded away right under our noses by big tech. Because now the kids are getting information, spending their time, isolating. They may be in the room with friends of theirs, but they're all on their devices. You've seen it, and I've seen it. Go in a restaurant, you've seen a family, they're all on their devices. Go in a restaurant, you've seen a 2-year-old in a high chair. The mom puts the iPad to keep the child quiet. Again, not trying to judge here, just trying to say we're all in this digital bubble. So yesterday when I, in our neighborhood, witnessed walking from a meeting on the west side, my neighbor is Carnegie Hall. How lucky am I, right? Walking past it, that over the past they had something called Sing Orchestra. All these kids were holding these little packets with I now know where their little maestro stick, okay? And over 3 days, it was thousands of kids, grades 3 through 5, descending from all different areas. The school buses were all around over a 3-day period, coming to the program for 3 days, different schools. I venture to say probably tri-state area, right? New Jersey, New York, Connecticut. Local will say. I saw some with Brooklyn t-shirts. I saw some from the Bronx. I saw something from New Jersey. All these kids, again, grades 3 through 5, coming to Carnegie Hall, right? That institution, that landmark. And I thought, wow, how wonderful is this? Because we at the Warriors always want kids to get into music, get into art. It's very therapeutic. It gets them off the devices. And it really warmed my heart. So why isn't that like a mass explosion online that kids were doing this at Carnegie Hall, right? So I'm here to say, yes, we applaud our Health and Human Services Division of the government, Secretary Kennedy, for putting out this advisory, okay? Advisory, their word, not mine. I would say sound the alarm. We need to put out a critical messaging. We need to have PSAs across all media about the harmful effects of screens. We have known this along with parents, educators, kids, doctors. We have the proof now, we have the studies for a long time. This is nothing new. There's an associated toolkit, okay? I hope this is not just another check the box, we're doing something. Because what we really need to do, warriors, is we need to hold big tech accountable. We are pro innovation, we are pro technology, but why should they be allowed to make trillions of dollars off the backs of our children, off of all of us, and harm our kids at the same time? Unacceptable. No other business is like this. Why should they be allowed? So although they have a prominent position in Washington, they've got lobbyists all over Capitol Hill. They've got bots attacking people, moms and dads putting out images of their kids who are no longer with us, or even the warriors for posting about the Kids Online Safety Act. You know what? Enough is enough. We'll be on top of it. We want you to be on top of it too. Our hashtag. I think I should change that. I don't think hashtags are so much mattering anymore, in my opinion. So I'm just going to say, we like to say community creates change, because while we fight in Washington, and while we march, whether it's Washington or peacefully here in New York for different issues, the true work is done in the community. The community can just be your home. We're asking all of you. Remember, always like these videos, follow lynswarriors.org. I will put the toolkit, I will put the advisory in the body of this video. But let's wake up and come together. Let's stop blaming the parents, our overwhelmed parents, right? Doing the best they can do. That is what we like to believe. You know what? Big tech, they, in 2026, must start being held accountable. They are with the Take It Down Act that was just enacted a couple of days ago, holding those responsible who cause harm. Let's do it. Let's come together. And when you wake up each and every day, go out and be a warrior.